Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppers. Today, checking out two beers from Tired Hands that I got on Beerdome from their most recent drop of American beers. They got a lot of beers, and I, of course, got some because it was some interesting sounding stuff. One of them, a few of them, most of them actually, I've reviewed already, at least the hoppy ones, which was some bangers from Parrish. But these are a bit more old school hazies. So we're trying two varieties of Alien Church from Tired Hands. We're trying the Mandarin Orange Alien Church and the Double Alien Church. So I reviewed the double dry hopped Alien Church. I've never reviewed the regular, but it was a beer that when that came out, I remember they were pouring it at War Pigs. I just freaking loved it. I was such a big fan of it. And they were, as far as I remember, a bit more like the likes of Heady Topper. Like they're really early hazy beers. They're not the same juice bombs that you drink these days, and they're also more bitter. So I'm not sure if the hop combo is the same on the Mandarin, but I'm guessing it is since it's the same base beer. But it features a combo of Cascade and Columbus, and then it's dry hop with Citra Mosaic and Chinook. So if you just listen to that, some very old school hops, but they've done very many different variants of these beers with many different hops. So yeah, I think we're going to start with the regular one with Mandarin oranges because it's the lowest ABV. It is, was it 7? Oh my God, we got this again. It doesn't say. Come on, man. How can this be legal? How can this be legal? I really don't understand the fact like you can sell beer without ABVs in the States. That's so freaking weird. Like that would never fly in Denmark or Europe, although we're more liberal about this stuff. So 7% says with Mandarin Orange Puree. Interesting. So they've also, I think they were progenitors of the milkshake IPAs. Omnipod did a lot of collabs, so it makes sense they made an IPA with fruit, and it can work. Fightins have done some great work with fruit in IPAs. So, and it was a big thing back in the day, even earlier than this, when Ballast Point was putting fruit in their IPAs. So, pours a hazy golden orange color, a nice frothy white head. Looks very much more old school haze with that like dark orange hue, and it also doesn't look as like insanely saturated. But let's check out the aroma. Thanks a ton to Beerdome for the beers. Yeah, it's massively orangey, but I'm definitely also smelling something like Chinook, like grapefruit, resiny notes, piney notes. It's definitely got old school vibes to it. It's interesting. It's something like Heady Topper and these kind of beers. They also have these old school vibes because it's a blend of more classic hops. There's a little bit of a blueberry kush note, but the big thing is like orange and tangerine and mandarin and like all just layers of orange, which makes sense. Well, let's try it. Cheers. Thanks to Beerdome for the beers. Yeah. Loads of orange and loads of bitter grapefruit on the end. Pithy bitter grapefruit. Yeah, this is just mainly orange focused. It's definitely different than most modern day hazies because it's more bitter, it's more piney, it's more pithy. There must be a bigger emphasis on kettle hops. It really, like, if you love the likes of Heady Topper and Focal Banger, which I recently did blind, I think you would love these because they're in that vein. And I think a lot of new money beer geeks would be a bit like put off by these because they have a lot of old school flair with the grapefruit and the resin and the pine and the bitterness. Like a lot of flavors you associate with IPAs of yore. This was packaged in June, the 20th of June. So still somewhat fresh can here. But it's nice. It's nice. It's nothing super exciting, but it's nice. Like if you want a better orange bomb, we're talking orange flavored hazy IPA without using oranges, Julius from Treehouse. Definitely a better beer than this. But this really, yeah, it very much seems like the likes of Alchemist. I think they just do it a little bit better, but this is still a good beer, I think. And I like it. I'm just like I like orange flavor in IPAs, but I just prefer tropical more. I've never been a fan of IPAs that were just orangey. But yeah, let's try and jump over to the big brother. This is Tired Hands Double Alien Church. 9%. This is massive. Massive, massive stuff. And this was where I had the hop combo from, which I'm guessing it's the same because there was no speak of hops in this one. But yeah, again, Cascade Columbus, and then dry hop was Citra, Mosaic, and Chinook. So that's possibly also why some of these beers seem similar to the likes of Alchemist and Heady Topper. So Double Church looks the same as the Mandarin one. Mandarin one is a bit more pale, makes sense. There's more malt in this, so it's more of a deeper orange hued color. It's got an off-white head. Let's check out the aroma on this one. So yeah, much more Mosaic, kind of blueberry cushy notes on this one. But it smells really similar to, this smells even more similar to the likes of like Heady Topper and stuff like that. Like early wave hazy IPA, the progenitors of hazy IPA. Do they call them? They don't even call these hazies. And it has some of the juicy profiles. It's also a more bigger yeast profile on this, more juicy stone fruit. It smells pretty good. It smells really old money too, because there's definitely some grapefruit and everything underneath. Cheers, let's try it. Again, thanks to Beerdome for the beer. Yeah, definitely more my jam. There's definitely more of a blueberry. This is very, very similar to it's sweeter than Heady Topper. I think it's a little less balanced. But having had Heady Topper very, very recently, this is definitely a similar beer. It's a whole lot sweeter though. Like I definitely think it's sweeter. It feels fatter and more rich too in the mouth. It's not as sessionable, but it's totally a similar ordeal here. Very grapefruity, very pithy, a little bit of a blueberry cushy vibe, sweet mango. There's some pineapple notes, but there's also some spice. There's some grapefruit, even an earthy, resiny tone. I think this one is a bit more earthy and resiny actually though than the double, which is interesting. But they're very similar beers, just that this is like so much orange. Yeah, loads of orange in comparison. You can feel that this is like the big brother. It's so, I would love to be a fly on the wall and see new money haze bros getting these. They've heard, maybe they're just buying them because they're American IPAs and whatever, they from a brewery that used to be well known. They see the colors and then like they're expecting juice bomb, and then it's just a total different thing. Like you can feel that there's kettle hops in this. It has that plant matter taste, and like we can taste that hops have been boiled in this. And often with modern hazies, there's no, like it's a Whirlpool edition at max. Maybe a slight bittering edition. But I like the double a bit more. It's more nuanced. I'm even getting a little bit of a melanine note, which could be like yeast. Sometimes you can also get that from like Citra and Mosaic. But it has some, it's not like dank, but it has those classic like grapefruity, resiny, bitter, piney, pithy flavors. These are really old money beers. It feels like going a little bit back in time to when hazy IPA was still under construction and becoming a thing. Because they're not as refined as modern day hazies, but they're good beers. I think they're nice. This one is probably like, I would probably like the regular one a little bit more just because the orange I think dominates so much. It just amplifies everything. Orange is just like a super orangey, bitter, piney IPA, whereas I'd like it with the nuances of this. So I think I would like just the double dry hopped or the regular Alien Church over that one, just because I like the double over that one. But I'm also not like floored and blown away. They're just nice beers. I'm thinking like a straight 90 on the Mandarin. I mean, it's pretty good. It's a nice hazy IPA, but old school hazy, or just like somewhere in between hazy and old school American IPAs, West Coast IPAs, because they have that bitterness. But they're not like dank as West Coast IPAs. And the double, let's go 92, 93 range, something like that. Just as double dry hop Alien Church. I think this one is equal to that. This is more layered, more nuanced. seems a bit like a beer where you're trying to make Heady Topper though. It seems really like, oh man, that was great. Let's try and do something similar. I'm pretty sure Heady Topper, I don't know about Focal Banger, but I'm sure Heady Topper it came out before Alien Church. New meets old in these two. So if you guys had a chance to try double Alien Church or Mandarin Alien Church from Tired Hands, let me know what you thought of them. Thanks a ton to Beerdome for the beers. Check them out. Link for the shop is down below. I'm pretty sure they are sold out on the double, but you should check because they had a few different beers from Tired Hands. Also some hazies that were nothing to do with Alien Church. Check them out. Link for the shop is down below. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up, join and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers in my favorite, the double church. And see you guys in the beer review.